time for our daily dose of Media Watch, and for that I am joined by Emma James. Hello there, Emma. Good to see you. And we're going to start with a French magazine, which is stirring up this debate that's been going on for a long time in France about what it means to be a man after the new wave of feminism and, of course, the online MeToo movement and all the rest of it.
Yes, absolutely. And France really, in particular, seems to be grappling with how to change its ways but still maintain its reputation as being sort of the home of seduction and romance,
Absolutely.
if you like. Now, this is the front page of L'Obs magazine. It's a weekly magazine. And it does seem to have stirred up quite a few strong feelings online.
A naked man in his kitchen.
A naked man with
some
his
dead
dog
flowers and
at
a
the
dog.
kitchen table. It's a very strange image. And when I saw it online, I wasn't quite sure if it was supposed to be a joke, perhaps a parody or a satire. So I did go out and buy a copy to take a good look and have a read of it. And I'm still not entirely sure quite what they were hoping to achieve with this. Now, they tweeted earlier on today that the feminist surge has definitely shaken the patriarchal model. It is the very essence of virility that is questioned, which sounds all a little pompous. Lots of people reacting to this online, as I said, this woman saying, poking fun at this front page, saying that because of Me Too, I don't have a shirt anymore, and they put me on the cover undressed. And you do have to wonder, why are there dead flowers? Is that because he's no longer allowed to buy flowers? Because
Romance
that's
is dead.
chivalrous? Who knows? Maybe he doesn't do his own ironing and the woman won't do it for him anymore. That's why he's shirtless.
Ah, yes.
I have no idea if that's what they were trying to achieve.
That's what it is, isn't it?
It could be anything, frankly, trying to read between the lines and really failing miserably. Other people saying that in 2018, if men feel their virility is threatened by the changing position of women, then they must be really pathetic. This woman saying that the men in her life really don't feel this way, and she feels that it's too general a conclusion to reach, and that's always true really with these generalisations. She says the class is punished for the foolishness of one people, typically French. Now, Pascal Richet, who is one of the news editors at L'Obs, has said it is an ironic front page. Doesn't really explain what's ironic about it. He says that the magazine has supported Me Too from the beginning and is urging people to read it, which I think perhaps is what this is about. Create some controversy and then more people will rush out and buy it.
Is it advice for men, do you think? Is that the kind of
Well, some of it is advice, because certainly in the article, there are several articles within the magazine, and there is one that talks about the need to educate boys and how we should go about it. But some of the advice given, frankly, is bizarre and incredibly basic. They talk about sharing household chores equally between men and women, getting boys to express their emotions, getting them to read books like Harry Potter, where boys and girls are treated equally. Now, I don't quite know why anybody really needs to be given that kind of basic advice.
You'd be surprised.
Well, perhaps.
So everyone's confused, basically. And these are articles written by men or women or both?
A bit of both.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Everybody's confused in the way of Me Too. All right. And this is all very poignant at the moment, isn't it? Because we have got this anti-sexism campaign that's going on, and everyone's talking about that poor young woman who was hit by a man after she rejected his advances on the streets of Paris. So it is very much in the public eye at the moment.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, France has probably never talked so much about sexual equality and sexual harassment as it is right now. And there is a new campaign which has just begun, targeting in particular French postcards. These kind of cheeky things that people send when they're on holiday.
Who sends these?
Femmes Solidaires is the feminist campaign group that is against them, Solidarity Women. They have some 10,000 members. And what they say is that these images are sexist, but often, sometimes, bordering on being pornographic. Not always bordering, to be honest. They
I was going to say.
Yes. They're degrading images that actually fuel rape culture. That is their argument. And it is very easy to write it off as gross exaggeration and say this is just harmless fun. This is one of the less offensive ones. A thought for those who are working. It's a bottom in the pool.
Oh, yes, I see.
There are some others that they've posted online as an example that I simply can't put on television right now because I would be in an awful lot of trouble. And they do go a lot further. I mean, certainly there's a
further
trend.
than this?
Oh, much further than that. Oh, yes, those dreadful images. I'm shocked.
It reminds me of the anti-Page 3 campaign in the UK.
Yes, but then there's even Page 3 models don't generally tend to be photographed in the way that some of these images are, and it's quite shocking. There's also the question of context. BFM saying that feminists have declared war on these postcards, but they do appear alongside all of those touristy images. And this one, I think, sums it up perfectly. 2 different postcards. You have a man on a bicycle going up Le Mont Ventoux, and the woman is reduced to basically a butt on wheels.
She doesn't want tan lines. Come on. Think about it. Okay. Let's leave all that battle of the sexist stuff aside, shall we? You have the remedy for us. This is something everybody must see.
Absolutely. I don't have a lot of time, just enough to tell you. Bear cams, they are live feeds from the Katmai National Park in Alaska. And you can see the brown bears there actually fishing for the salmon heading upstream. 5 different cameras, different positions. And what's interesting about this is they shouldn't actually still be doing this. The salmon are still plentiful. They should have been gone by the end of July. The bears should have headed off into the woods, but they are still stuffing themselves. And apparently some of them are already so fat they could just go into hibernation now.
Oh, nice. What a life. Look at that. Sushi in the river. I love the cheeky seagull behind them trying to get a snack.
They're very clever.
Snack as well. All right, Emma, thank you very much indeed. Emma James there with Media Watch.